here like that. But I'm here, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do with this shit again. Don't really care. I mean, I do care. It's just at the same time, Ops was watching, and low key, I be peeping. They already know all this shit because that's the way they did it on us in the first place. But at the same time, parts of it, no. And then at the same time, I was getting targeted, and I just had to let them know what's up. Now they know what's up. But they still be watching. You feel me? Anyways, Alpha Omega, right? I would feel like some people might match that with a great solar flash. It's just this great solar flash shit already happened, and a lot of times it'll probably happen every 12 years. But anyways, back to point. The 6D. I mean, not 6D. We're not even getting on that. We're entering the 9D cycle, and this is the rebirth starting on January 27th through the new year on April Fools. Okay, so I'm gonna just spit a little code name stuff I already said, but I ain't got nobody to talk to but y'all. So hope y'all take me seriously on this one. If not, I mean you got free will. But anyways, on me, they threw us code names, and knowing that people would just go to the next page. These code names are used in medicine, science, military, everything. Even your A through Z is codes, anyways. It's all light language. That's the real light language. Even the language we use, the syllables is the light language. It's just being used in a dark way, which manipulates your light. Getting back to point, Omi came from a micron. That is a prefix, and they at least told us, even in the news, about the constellation of micron and what it means as An. Okay, so An means to see, right? An on the number scale, since there's no number greater than 9, comes out to 7. All right, so you have An as a prefix, just like, I mean, it's a suffix, just like saying, playing, all that type of shit, you know? It's a prefix, and it's a word called Zayin. I think that's Hebrew. And Greek is Zeta, right? And we already know some of the Zeta grades is ops. But Zeta means weapon, or Zayin means weapon. Zetia ties to the medicine that's being used by the ops. Okay, so A and Zayin means I weapon. Okay, that is a line off of natural energy that they're using to even manipulate things. Okay, so how people say the moon manipulates the sun, yes, use the moon to actually tell the phases of the sun. Okay, getting back to point. Omi means A, which means to see. Zayin means weapon. Alpha Omega is the alignment. If it was like a parallel, right? What makes it parallels is them lines are pretty much apart from each other. Like this could be a line, this a line. Now it's a parallel, okay? Just like a Gemini. It has parallel lines, and then it has the parentheses pointing upwards, which is pulling down, and the parentheses downwards is pulling up, just like a pyramid does, just like your body does, just like pretty much everything. So Zetia means medicine, but Zetia also means Zayin, which is pretty much a medicine weapon. Okay, so and the weapon that they're using is something called xenobots. Okay, it's like AI that can replicate itself just like your cell. They use it in the air, the food, and the drugs, or the so-called medicine. Even though God said your medicine and your food is the fruits, herbs, vegetables. Okay, so when you listen to the other voice speaking, when it said these animals are clean to eat and all this extra shit, you have to match energy. Okay, because if it doesn't match your biology, biological, I always mess up that word, but y'all know what I mean. If it doesn't match your DNA, then that's not for you. So obviously, it's some op stuff, which brings us back as we're prisoners of war. Okay, so bot and cron means the same thing, dealing with autonomous programs, systematically hooked up the users and programs, but the users is people. Okay, bot and cron, you can look it up, match it up. I don't have the definitions written down, just so y'all don't think I'm capping. I just saw this and it made me want to go back over it. Really, I wasn't ready for it. I mean, I'm ready anytime. It just comes out better when someone wants to talk about it. Feel me? Or if I talk about it, then get in this mood, then I'll just be talking. But yeah, I'm gonna break it down some more because I predicted that around 2025, everyone's gonna be talking about the shit that I was trying to express. And coming from me, it was different for me. So I was, I'm tapped in that way, but at the same time, I had to break the difference. The only thing that might have helped me was being in church growing up and having my own perspective now. Because it was really to walk with God to the point everything was laid out to tell me what it was going on, but really it was just memory. Okay? To the point it seemed like I made this shit or something. But it's just memory. Okay? So let's go back on it. Omi means Ayan. Omi is Greek, Ayan is Hebrew, but that's representing the alpha beta, which is representing the left and the right of the brain. Okay? The blue and the red. The blue and the red's Kachina. Okay? Zayn means weapon. Zeno means gift of Zeus. And that story brings back to alchemy and acid. Okay? Cron, which comes from a micron, and bot comes from xenobot, means the same thing. So cron equals a Unix utility daemon. So when people say they on demon time, which that demon meant daemon, that means they're on bot time, meaning the persons that was spreading this out the most was most likely clones. Anyways, but a Unix utility called a daemon that execute commands in a cron tab file at Pacific times and dates. Pacific times and dates is uh, dealing with AI. It's going to pick up the same way the planet and the body picks up off of frequency. So just like how your phone send messages and frequencies and all that, that's really how they could try to attack chosens is through frequencies, through the phones, all this other shit. Because what is the phone? An eye weapon, okay? Which is what? A Zayn, okay? So because that deals with the mu and the nu. The mu and the nu is left and right of the brain too, which ties to the unum, but that deals with the waters within the body, just like the moon manipulates the body, or the moon deals with feminine energy, which deals with the planet and the waters. It's a reflection of you, though. It's just the output version being explained. The input, it does the same thing to you. So a cron is a Unix utility, which I just said. Also used as schedules, such as functions as backup, maintenance procedures, often called cron jobs. So these maintenance procedures is actually called hedging methods. Reason why I said New Year's is April, because is 3 months back, so they can test things before it happens. And then they repeat the process every quarter. It's 4 quarters. Reason why I say it's 3693. That 3 represents that 12, which is the rebirth. So new Gregorian way, it would be like this is the new birth. It is a rebirth, but it's a rebirth of the eight ether converting to the 9 ether. And this is when all the bullshit start happening. So a reset can be from anywhere from now to April. But if y'all peep the quarters, I split it down in 4 quarters already. And I say January 27th, April 27th, July 27th, October 27th. Those are the 4 phases or the 4 faces of the dragon. And every 3 months is going to be denoting into a higher state. So us going from the 8 to the 9, which they already knows what happens when the 9 ether settles on a physical state, which is really a psyche state. They got things already systematically set up, always 3 months ahead. But it's really only 3 months if you want to get technical, and it just repeats type shit. So I told you what cron mean. Bot means an autonomous program on the internet or other networks that can interact with systems or users. Okay, you know the robot or computer ways of saying that, but you need to match it to us or as the masses because AI literally works like the human. Okay, so the only difference between that is the soul. So a computer program that operates as an agent for a user. See how a lot of niggas use agents or other programs to simulate a human's activity. They are used to automate certain tasks, meaning they can run without specific instructions from humans, meaning it's set to go. All it needs is a certain frequency to hit. Like if the sun is emitting a certain frequency, then the matrix is going to pick up on that as a timeline. It's just like all this weather manipulation shit. That's how they pretty much manipulate time. They're manipulating matter. They're manipulating black carbon, which is the black soot. So when you hear about soot or set and the god of this and that and the third, it was really talking about weather manipulation. Okay? So, long story short, Omi, Zayn, AZ is going to align with the Alpha Omega, which becomes an I weapon, which is why a lot of people don't remember the Flash in fucking 2019. Okay, and everything seems weird, right? Because you don't remember what the fuck happened. That's why you need to be healing so the memory comes through. And it might throw you off if you're not one of them people that's used to it. Didn't go to school like you supposed to. Everything you supposed to do to understand certain things. It's okay. Teach yourself. Really, you don't even have to teach yourself. You have to remind yourself of things that you think you don't know and actually align yourself to I know everything because everything is me. And then the brain can, if that matches truth, like a truth chakra, if that matches the blue light, then the knowing is just going to be able to align itself with you. It's just if you're not in truth or believing things that are truth, you believe in things that taught to you, you can't see as a lie. Now your eye, your crown, your root, all of that aligns to that. So once you align with truth, now your eye can see more than the regular. Okay? It's the alpha and omega is going to be used as an eye weapon. So people going to get activated, then a lot of people's going to get deactivated. Pretty much. A lot of people may forget, but a lot of the same game they running, this shit already happened. That's what y'all don't understand. This shit already happened. There's bots running this shit right now. It's just we control timelines just like by decisions. If you make a certain decision in the future, things happen. aligning with truth. Okay, and a lot of the shit I just said just came out wrong because I really have to take a shit. But I'm just putting it out there just to get back into the flow of things, because I could talk to anybody about this shit any day if they get me started, which is reason why, if it's somebody that actually like me as a person making videos on here, reach out to me, and you don't have to be on the camera, just talk and get me in that mode. Because a lot of times I was in that mode, they deleted it, or I just wasn't recording thinking I was. I wasn't on live thinking I was. I only start going live because I didn't have space on my phones, and my phones was crashing from frequencies. And that sun is a spaceship. The thing is, when you get to the 9 ether, that actually deals with Draconis iota. So yeah, it's good things, but then it's also like you gotta watch out. It's always pros and cons. It's duality, okay? It's just you have to be in the middle or center to see the bullshit and the truth, okay? Because this shit ain't no joke. And I'm gonna go into it some more. I already have, but the video's ass. So I'm gonna go into it some more. It's just, it just seems like I'm talking to them if no one's interacting with me on here. In the time I was about to go viral, I was not ready. I was just testing something. I was not ready. That's why there's only one live with about 300 people on there. And all of them came because of funny videos. You feel me? Everything's gonna be alright. It's just stay aware so you don't get caught up in the same bullshit. It's just, if y'all remember, I say it's a 3693, and the last 3, which represents the 10, 11, 12, that's the rebirth, because it has to rebirth to denote into a higher state. And that's what's going to be happening January 27th to April 27th, the rebirth. So, meaning you're dealing with 9 through 12 dimension energy and higher and lower while being in the present. So it's like all them 3 suns represent 3 different timelines, but it's really a 4th sun, which represents the original. It goes higher, but so above, so below. All this shit is on this center plane, okay? It's just, you need to be cleaning up, because this sun about to denote this 9 ether, and they got shit set in place. You need to expect the unexpected, and don't stress yourself when it does, because that's how the magic will work. The magic, the spell was for you to go against you, because that's the only way you could manipulate God, is if the vessel that's God being used through goes against itself. And when you go against yourself, you go against your reflection. So your reflection is going to be showing you the same shit that you really didn't detach from or deny. Shit going to seem like a dream, but that's just because you haven't fully broke it. All that using dreams and shit, that's why it's really best not even to use words and just put it in the ethers. Me being on here ain't doing nothing but correcting the automated system, which was once ours. But it's still ours. It's just got a little virus. So when you clean up the virus on the computer start coming back and functioning the way it's supposed to. It's just connected to us already, meaning everyone already had an AI in them to even be fucking here. Just like Neo, when he didn't know, and it had to come out his sacral chakra. It was manipulate his sacred energy so he can continue to rise up the ladder. Shit like that. But yeah, we're gonna finish this conversation. I just wanted to hop on real quick. The sun started shining on top of me and my location, so I already know what that means. So yeah, protected, abundant, and free.